Absolutely classic backdrop as usual. We're in a corrugated farm shed in, I don't know, the back of a mountain, and guess what we're looking at here? So this is the rebuild of the Bride D1 car, Yuasa's A86.
先ほどの練習で激しいクラッシュをしましたがどうでしょうか。さあクリップメーター色を変わりましたこの湯浅が。さあ振ってきた。これはいいぞこれはいいぞ。はい。これ決めましたね。今の湯浅フロントスポイラーを引きずりながらこれが本番1本目になります。さあこれはいった。狙いすぎよ。それでもいった。どういう走りだ湯浅。4秒25。
Some of you might know this car, some of you may not know this car, but this was a famous D1 car from probably like 99 to maybe 2002, 2003. It featured heavily in the early drift days. You might have seen it, the kit, the BN kit exploding off the car many times.
ラストこの走りで予選通過するかどうかかかります。思いっきり振ってきた。そして投げて見せてくれるのがキング。走りは期待できるでしょ。またクラッシュ。ちょっとチーズいまいちですね。壊した。何やってんの。この緑の86こそまさにキングの快主義。それは一段と派手です。だってこの後が
This car came to Ireland in like 2007, 2008-ish. So you might recognise Paddy. He loves being on camera, but Paddy's a jammy fucker because he owns the Ryota A86, which we featured before, but we'll do a proper video on it again soon. He pulled the Yuasa car out of a bush because of me, because I shared a picture that Dan, that sold me my 86, sent to me. He saw it, he went, oh fuck, I need to go and get that car, and he ripped this car out of a bush. What's happening here and what you're looking at is, it is a, I guess, a mixture of loads of stuff. Here's the actual quarter panel off the Bride car here. It came to Ireland and then it became a drift car here. So this was a retired D1 car, and then it was purchased, like a lot of cars, landed in Ireland and then reused as an Irish competitive drift car. It was killed in the line of fire. It was 2010, smashed off of a wall in Tullyrowan, and then it was reshelled. So the shell sat outside from 2010 until last year, until 2020, the year that we'll all try and forget. Paddy pulled the shell out of a bush and decided to do the unthinkable, which is nuts. So the shell was definitely worse for wear. So what the lads did is they got another shell and they've chopped parts out of the old Bride shell and chopped up this new shell to create a hybrid of the original shell. So yeah, use as much of the original Yuasa shell as possible. There wasn't a crazy
floor because that's where he was.
Exactly.
And the roof was sort of where he was.
Yeah.
So front and back is changeable.
You've welded the spirit into this car. I've called up to take a look because the car is actually going for paint in a couple of days. Paddy's got a crazy timeline where he wants to build a car for his wedding and bring it to the wedding, which is pretty cool. And you're getting married in July. How many weeks?
67 days.
67 days to finish it. And he's making a show of me because he's managed to pull a car out of a fucking bush.
Lockdown was good to me. Some good friends.
Lockdown was not good to me, but lockdown was incredible because he's got a lot of really cool mates that were willing to help him out. They managed to get the car to the state it's at now. And what's so cool is this car, when it came to Ireland, the BN kit was moulded, and Brian Campbell still had the mould of the original BN kit. So he made a kit for you, I guess. And this is a mould off the original Yuasa kit, which is long dead. These are the original BN blades for the doors, so these aren't replicated, these are the real deal. Yeah, but the rest of the kit was moulded when this was used.
The screw holes and that run these, line up with the screw holes on
Yeah. So here's a treat for people that will care. Here's the actual door off of the D1 car. As you can see, still has all the original graphics on it. Super fucking cool. And this was just sitting in a shed in Wexford. So as...
That was in a ditch in Wicklow.
Yeah, so you'll probably see it
That was
on...
actually underneath the shell.
Underneath the shell was the boot lid.
We walked on that taking out the car.
And Yuasa's signature is here, but Yuasa signed the boot lid. And yeah, the other side of that is purple, because what happened was when this car was crashed, it was reshelled into another two-door 11 shell. So the Hunky Dory's car was green.
Green Hunky Dory's.
Okay, yeah.
And then it was crashed into Hunky Dory's.
Yeah, so the graphics and everything were peeled off it because, like I said, it was used as a competitive Irish drift car, which is what it was made for. So you can hate on that stuff, but back in 2007 or 8 or whatever, 9, nobody knew anything about this stuff. It was just a cool car that came to Ireland.
It was cheaper to buy another shell to reshell it
Yeah.
than fix the green shell.
All the Bride graphics were taken off, and the car was sponsored by an Irish crisp company, or as you guys would call them, chips in the States. But the lads were kind of like, you know, still trying to carry on the spirit of the car, and they put...
Keep the colour.
Yeah, they tried to keep the colour in the team, so they just like jazzed it up and put back on other Bride stuff and some of the old graphics and that. But yeah, when that shell was killed, then it was reshelled into a purple car, which was sponsored by Nexon Tyre, and it was always SR. Yeah, even in Japan, Yuasa had an SR. You're trying to keep it as faithful as possible by going with the VVT.
Whereas this we put tunnel in it, obviously. It's
Yeah.
going to be a track car again, so it's just easy to get. It hopefully be on the road someday.
What's really, really cool here is it's 10 years since anyone heard anything about this car, and everybody thought it was dead. And the fact that it was rusting away in a bush in Ireland, I remember sharing some pictures of it online in various places, and people couldn't believe that it still existed. But when you pulled it out of the bush, then stuff started coming out of the woodwork. Like the original spoiler, exactly as it was sitting in our friend Alan. So Alan Sinnott ended up with the shell, didn't he? And he ended up with all the parts. So all the parts off of it, like the bonnet and the mirrors and the door blades, all that stuff ended up on it all ended up on his drift car.
Yeah.
And he was nice enough then to start gifting you all these parts. Like, to have the actual spoiler is pretty unbelievable. Man, when you sent me a picture of the spoiler and shit, I was like, right, it's game on. Not a lot of people would even bother doing something like this. But this car meant a lot to us when we were younger, because it's just one of those very flashy, iconic cars that came to Ireland in the boom.
These Instagram posts where it would be hard as breaking to see it like this, just we can do something, so we should.
Yeah. You've been in contact with Yuasa, and he's really excited to see this thing. Because, I mean, this car probably meant a lot to him. And maybe the plan is to get him over for something over here when the world opens up, get him to drive the car. For now, you have it sitting on your Longchamps, which look unbelievable on it, but you're going to try and stay as faithful as possible. So you've managed to track down 2 dory meshes, which are over here, and now you're trying to track down another 2, and they're proving quite difficult to find, but there might be light at the end of the tunnel. Our friend Jerry has the red interior out of this car, but he's not going to give it up, because he got it years ago when it was tossed out of this car when it became a drift car here in Ireland, and it's part of his build now. But you can definitely replicate it when the time comes. There's so much done here that I haven't, you know, that not a lot of people are going to see. It's crazy when you think about it. Like, many hands have been at this for the last few months.
So we started last year, like when we brought it home.
Yeah.
It was really more so from January. We sort of said we try to get done for the wedding.
Yeah.
So
You mad fucker.
Lockdown as well. Everybody was sort of nothing to do. So.
Isn't it just great though that, like, after 10 years, like, the kit can still be, you know, got for the car, and like things are still fucking around, like the spoiler and the bonnet.
Really, because like spoiler free, like the kit she got for me, like, so
Yeah.
that was a present. Like, even Adrian gave me the backlights.
Yeah.
You know, so I did get a lot of help with parts. We tried to keep the arches the same. When we got home first, we were going to like go like with two-wheeler front and back just to keep the original shell.
Yeah.
But then when we got the good shell, we said, look, sure, we can still go back with.
Exactly.
It was like original line.
Cut as much as you can out of the other shell and make a good shell out of 2 shells. That's the original fuel flap as well, is it? That's brilliant. When you put up the teaser picture, it's funny because you can see the green on that, green there, and green on the inside, and it's the ultimate tease. Yeah. Man, the kit, the BN kit, just like the chunky kit, iconic. It just suits the two-door shell so much. As you may remember, Yuasa's car was SR powered in its final form, so you're trying to get as faithful as possible to that. It's surely gonna make a lot of people happy, and definitely fucking makes me happy, because this is something I wanted to do, or something I always fantasized about. And when I had known about this shell just rusting away, such an iconic car. Yes, everybody thought it was killed, you know what I mean? But the fact that you like done the unthinkable, I'm sure people that are into 86s or into the old D1 stuff can really, really appreciate what this is. And yeah, it's fucking great, man. I'm proud of you. This is exciting shit. It's like this was meant to be, you know, to exist for you to fucking get the colours from it. So I've always been a huge fan of the D1 Bride AE86, and Paddy's gifted me an actual quarter panel off the car, which is pretty funny. So fit this in the Prius. He's giving me a little fucking RYO windshield banner. It's great, isn't it? You call up your mates and they offload scrap onto you. Right. Looks fairly ignorant outside, like just so green.
It looks better outside, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That was a team effort.
So we're back with you again. An old update on the beast, and yeah, the deadline was next Friday for the wedding, and it's basically done.
Yep.
Ah man, it's fair nice outside.
From a ditch to a wedding.
Yeah, from a ditch to a wedding. In 5 months, making me look really, really bad, because I'm building a car 4 years and he actually put in real effort and knocked it out in less than fucking 6 months.
I want to do the job.
But we've done nothing else, like,
Yeah.
we've literally done fucking, it was every
Every night.
every night and every weekend.
This is what happens when people don't get distracted and actually just keep a small crew and actually do some stuff. It's fucking...
How good Eddie's bumper bars are.
Wow. Yeah, it literally looks exactly like it did at Auto Salon there, like it's...
Apart from the stickers.
Yeah. You happy?
Oh yeah.
Must be surreal though, like, you know what I mean? When you pull the fucking shell out of the ditch, like, people were just like...
The stickers going, it was just
Yeah.
more sort of, yeah.
First time I heard it start, I was just like,
Yeah, it's a real car now.
yeah. No, well, it just meant that we didn't have to go near it with a welder anymore.
Yeah.
It was finished.
But like, the madness of even people writing to me when you pulled this out of the bush and they're just like, what the fuck's he doing, like, do you know what I
The
mean?
fella that commented that got Eddie going.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
fucking nuts.
Like-
Says that you'll never do it and all this shit.
Yeah, you're wasting your fucking time. It's like, ah, geez, you haven't met the lads.
That German fella.
Yeah. This is for you.
You actually go back and find them.
Yeah, find his comment.
Yeah, actually, mate, it's actually on your Instagram.
It's on the posting, yeah. So you managed to get the bonnet. This is the original hood off the car. Alan's drift car. He had it on for years, didn't he? And it's a miracle that he never made shit of it, because he drove the car like, you know...
It was on the front.
Yeah, no one gave a fuck about this stuff. Like, you know, it was just a part for a drift car.
His name was always on the bonnet.
Yeah.
Sinner.
That was very nice of him to give it to you. No, because it just blended in, because he had it painted up like... Yeah. So this is a good line bonnet that your man Yuasa custom made with the kind of little fins. He obviously chopped it up and made his own design, put these on it as well. And the tow hook, yeah. Is this actually, this off the car as well then? Deadly.
I actually forgot about that until he gave me the bonnet and there was a big hole in the bonnet. I was like, what's this for? And he said, oh, the tow hook. So he went routing again, he gave me the tow hook.
Lads, the colour is fucking unbelievable, like, because they're all kind of the same colours, and the green always stood out to me. And then you've been gifted a set of these wheels for the day, for as long as, until someone asks for them back. But you have 2 of them, and then you couldn't find another 2 in time. So shout out to old Killian and Norris for hooking you up. Jesus, man, the presence of that big young kid. So tomorrow then it gets the Bride graphics. Yeah. Boom. The last time I was here, it was not piped up. It was just kind of resting in. But
the pipes even done in the colour pipes?
I don't think anything was. I think he just had.
We brought it back from paint and brought it straight to Eddie shed.
Yeah, I think it was just the engine plonked in just for reference when I was here last time.
Only after test fitting the engine, I think,
I think you could have even moved it back further again after that.
the engine was
Yeah.
too far forward and it was too high. So
Like he wanted to go back further with it again.
So this is your fancy work then, all polished up. It's an SR rad then that you threw in it, yeah. Man, it looks fucking great. They're like,
A lot of people after sharing in this one, everyone owns a piece of this.
yeah. The deadline was met.
well, it's a long way since. When was it? Christmas you were in it with a slashers cutting briars and stuff over.
Yeah, I think that's so funny. I did not think I only wanted to go up and have a look at it in the bush and go, well, that's the end of that. But obviously then bigger plans. Hey, we might actually fucking be able to bring this back to life. It is so Irish though. I think someone wrote in the comments well, like, just mad the shit that comes out of a fucking green corrugated shed in Ireland. Like that's Ireland. It's that and then this and fucking that. Getting married in 7 days. 8 days, and the 2 cars are going to it.
Yeah, me and my brother.
Deadly. Wedding cars.
We got taken off by the garden. So many lads parts from getting lens bits.
Yeah, and you've pretty much.
Give me bits and just replace them, like, you know. So I just have a lot of shit to catch back up on. If there was no wedding, it was probably one day Yorks that'd never be done. Like,
Yeah.
You just see, like you tip away.
That gave you the push, like, yeah. Can't, like, it just looks unreal sitting there. Like, it's fucking. The kit is so obnoxious as well. Like the whole thing.
Even the door blades.
Yeah.
I was into minds of the door blades, and then.
Nah, they work now.
On and you have to put them on, and like, alright.
Yeah. Old Yuasa did a great job with the styling of it, and it's cool. And never thought in a million years that I'd be looking at it again, like, or you know, I'm sure a lot of people just couldn't believe that it just back from the fucking dead.
Your picture, like, that's what got going again.
Yeah, me sending you a picture of a rusty shell in a bush or whatever, and then yeah,
No, don't fucking do it.
yeah, don't do it again. Yeah, I'm a bad influence on some people with those kind of things.
It was a similar conversation to this, like.
Stupid idea.
Yeah, what if?
Yeah. Do you know where that car is? Yeah. Will we go get it?
10 minutes later, I was on the phone to Dennis.
And then you sent me the message, like, look at this, and I'm like, no way. And you're like, yeah, fuck it, I'll just go pull it out of the bush and see what's left of it. And you're right too, because like the car there was no mass on it at the time, like it was fucking drifted, wrecked, whatever, and then that was it. And then the internet took off with all the social media and people resharing the car and blah blah blah, and then suddenly the car has a new famous life and it's dead in a bush in Ireland and nobody really knew completely.
I genuinely thought it was gone.
Think how weird it is, right? If you build a car and then it vanished and then you never thought of it again, 10, 15 years move on, and then out of nowhere on the other side of the world someone just fucking brings it back from the dead. That would really mess with your head, like. Because I'm sure in the moment when you sell something like that, you don't think that some fucking lad in Ireland's going to rob it from your country and ship it to the other side of the globe, like. This switch panel is out of the Shinakuba yellow car that Adrian turned into the V8 car, and he just had that panel chilling there. This what's called hydro handling is custom made. You made it, and then you have the Bride logo etched into it. Now, Bride rev gauge in there then, and a few period correct Amoris. Of course then, it'd be a crime not to have the Bride seat. Your plan is to obviously go down the rabbit hole and get it all red and whatever, but this is a pretty good effort, you know, for the time that was given, emotionally invested into it now. That's it, it's more about the actual story. Same in my yoke, like even if the thing got wrapped around the pole, it's not about the car, it's about the journey with the boys. I know it's corny, but it's fucking kind of true, like. Instagram versus reality, like. No brake lights, so it's. You can talk you out of it. Hey, sorry, it has some kind of a brake light. So. Yes, I see you. For display use only. How many years is that on the car now? Fucking. Yeah, first person to.
11 years or something.
So I used to be on this car. I always loved this because you went for the, like, you know, mid-millennium. No one was doing that back then. Like, everyone was over the tribals and you had, like.
That was the year that I always.
But that's the best era, like. And you were like, green car, chrome tribals up the side of it. And now that's trendy now, like. So this shed is part where the bride car is, and then we have this. There's lots of nice hidden cool stuff. Eddie's had this car for 14 years. And then this is the rebuild.
That was my first ever one.
So how many years do you have this then?
17 years.
17 years.
16, 17 years. Genuine K series came out of the factory with
17 years.
balls basic. I love old school Jap stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm not no fancy precisions or
Ah,
anything.
yes boy.
TO625G
Deadly.
with the big back housing, so
Yeah.
wandering out a puff up top.
Fuck.
All old school Jap.
Hey, you're basically building something that would have been the top tier thing in like fucking 2004 or 5 kind of like,
I'm
yeah.
building the car I wanted back then.
Yeah,
Building
that's exactly what I'm doing with my 86. Like, I don't want the latest craze. I'm building what I wanted when I couldn't have it.
that bumper, that kit and stuff is not staying on it. It's
Yeah.
just I wanted those arches.
Yeah,
It'll probably go with like a BN or something similar.
yeah. So what's this out of, an ORC?
An ORC 709.
And it's supposed to be splined.
Yeah.
And now it's bald. So the inside of it's supposed to have the splines like this, but you span it at about 100 and something, trying to go up under the.
Under the bridge in Mandela.
That's great.
The data logger and everything on it.
Oh
I
man.
have 12 of those Giretti gauges for that car.
That would be any lads now. Wet dream, nice. Does that connect then to the AVCR, or are they all like?
yeah.
It's a proper one as well. It's not some.
Genuine American Express.
Fuck.
I think there's 3 of them, 4 of them.
Deadly.
Covered in bullshit and dust.
Yeah, the light's kind of catching it there and getting a few red sparkles back at me. It's got all the parts that. That's great, man.
I showed it on.
Rules for passengers. No kicking or screaming. No pushing buttons. No pulling levers. No asking me what the fuck I'm doing. Because I just don't know. That's great. Before the lads show up, I'll just give you a little backstory as to what's going on here. So, we're at Eddie's farm, where they've built the Bride 86, Paddy's 86 that he was building for his wedding. But Paddy doesn't know that Eddie has asked me to film them driving to the wedding because he's using his red RYO86 and the new green bride car that they've just finished as the wedding cars. So, as a nice little way to kind of sign off me documenting, you know, calling up to the build. Eddie asked me, would I be interested in filming them driving to the wedding? Because of COVID-19, not that many people can go to the wedding and that, which is a shame. But all his friends are going to get together with their cars and they're going to convoy to the wedding in a bunch of nice cars. And he asked me if I'd document it because there'll be no one there to document that stuff. And yeah, I was more than happy. I mean, like, the lads are legends, and for them to ask me to do that is really cool. Eddie rang me the other day. He asked if I could get the time off. I said, yeah, no problem whatsoever. They pulled the bride car out of the bush and gave themselves 6 months to finish it. And through busting their bollocks and working really long hours and just spending all that time in that shed over there, they managed to, like, I don't know, create an absolute masterpiece. Just a great little story. Yeah, I hope you enjoy this little clip of Paddy's, I guess, one of the most important days of his life. And he's arriving in style with a bunch of really badass cars. They fucking look fair cool in the garden, don't they?
Yeah.
An Irish twin cam spec wedding.
Proper Irish, right?
Basically, there's like an ultimate, like super famous ex D1 spec. machine.
A bit like Japan.
It is like Japan, yeah.
There's that much of an influence there. It's just soaked into the most rural parts of Ireland, even, you know.
It is crazy.
Our cultures resonate a lot because we're real can-do people.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a perfect example of can-do fucking attitude.
Yeah,
There.
6 months out of a ditch, the resurrection of the Bride D186, like. So Stevie, we're going to con you. You're on the spot. You done the stickers for this the other night.
Yeah, I did.
Friday night, was it?
Yeah, Friday
Just
night, Saturday morning.
Flat out.
Like a lizard drinking.
I'd say your phone is hopping now with people asking you to do liveries and all sorts of stuff.
Small little bit, yeah. I could complain.
Yeah. And you had the door, because we seen the door down there. The door was there, it was a good base.
The original driver door from the original car.
And what we used, like, people thought that this was red, but it's actually a luminous orange on the door, so.
Yeah.
In the photos, I think it's just because of the old film and stuff that
That's it, and just said faded over time.
it just changed the colours, but the door was a good yoke to gauge off.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, no, you nailed it, man. Absolutely 12 out of 10. Well done. Yeah, what a yoke to have as a
Wedding car.
wedding car, just sitting in the driveway, like, do you know what I mean?
Say if you're off the 85 for she's fucking 40-year-old in 3 years' time. We're not doing it. They are not doing
What's the crack?
Yeah, fucking cool. Oh, he texted me this morning.
Brilliant. Where are you off to, eh? How are you?
Struggling now, anyway.
Brilliant.
Cunts.
Yeah. Looking sharp.
Jesus. Is there something on or something?
Oh, and you're getting married, yeah? You made it anyway.
Yeah.
From a what? A ditch to a wedding. Yeah, they're all the way up around the corner. It's a nice little collection. It's very, it's
A
nicely,
mixture of Jap and UK.
yeah. Goes to show how much we like 86.
I presume you knew about this all along.
Yeah, I did, yeah. I was trying to be careful not to slip up. Jesus, man, it looks unreal. You proud?
Yeah, it's fucking deadly now.
Fuck's sake, lads. Fair fucksty. Holy shit. Look at that thing on the move, like.
Stupid conversation, that's
Yeah.
all it was. Like, it was.
A shell in a bush and a stupid conversation.
And a wedding day.
Suddenly became a D1 wedding car. Mental, like. That's an Irish legendary story, like. We pulled a D1 car out of a bush, brought it back from the dead
In 7 months.
in 7 months, and then brought it to a fucking wedding. Wow, like.
Okay.
Oh, yes, boy. Surprise, surprise. Yes, boy. Unreal, man. Fucking hell. Unbelievable, man. 3 colours as well, like, they're so unique. from Japan,
Yeah.
basically driving along together.
3 of the most famous.
86 is in Ireland, like.
Like my mother.
Yeah. What a country though, like, do you know what I mean? Like, we're fucking gas, like. I think that was a nice surprise. Unbelievable. Good, isn't it? Seen that thing come out of nowhere there. So you're wiped out of it.
Oh, lad. I need a moment. Lad, people everywhere booking records.
Yeah, it's mental.
Oh, it's such a good stuff.
It's working.
Should have brought in a heavy bonus if I'd have known. He's nearly ever taking the shine off the bright car.
Even seeing that joke driving on the road normally, like the fucking. And this, man, this from behind, I swear to God, man, it just looks like.
That's some footage anyway.
Yeah, just crazy. Seeing the three colours.
I don't know which was harder. That car, yeah.
Your ex-missus there's across the road.
The one that hit me hard.
I keep forgetting you're actually getting married as well. Like, this is like a nice car meet.
Not a car show.
You're also getting married, which is why everyone is actually here.
That's why you know, look.
Sound for the car, mate, Paddy.
Yeah, thanks for inviting us all to have a chat.
Cars and coffee.
Yeah.
To have an important day.
Where are you going on the date?
She's into cars.
Just give you a car, you're not going to tell us where you're going.
Yeah, we need details.
Is she good looking?
Yeah, Adrian, so you're after taxing this as a 1 litre Starlet.
Fully road legal for the day.
Yeah,
1 litre per cylinder.
yeah.
I just forgot to tell him about the other 6.
Yeah, so it's technically a road car for the day. I'll blur the plates, but I'll show that there is a plate attached. It's the first time the car has actually ever driven that long or that far on a public road.
The guy even fucking.
That's great. It's a little bit taller than you. I love that.
He's a tall midget.
Right, so I've been gifted what's called Paddy's 86 and I got to drive it back to the shed, so it's pretty funny. Here we are, chucked in the deep end. I'm going to follow the bride car back, I think that's the plan. We just got married and now they're gone. Man, this is so cool! Never thought I'd be driving the RYO86 following Yuasa's bride machine. So fucking Irish, like, this is what I love about Irish car culture. A very unpractical machine, it's great. Get the door back. Like, that was great.
It's fucking fast.
It's so beautiful watching it drive down the road, like. It just looks out of this world, like. Hard to even describe it.
It's properly fast for an SR on 15s. Like,
Yeah.
And they're driving. That's why I wanted it to go so much. Like it just looks so beautiful.
Yeah.
Driving.
And the tree, remember when the other yoke pulled out between the two cars and they were going together?
Typical Irish.
Yeah, typical Irish way of every selection that is available here in Ireland. You have mental D1 spec Japanese car stuff hidden in farms, and you have the UK spec, which is really the Irish spec, and you have the Jap Millennium style. Then you have mental like fucking 2005, 2006 style, and then you just have back to UK style again. Alright, just back this yoke into the spray boot. Fuck yeah. I love how impractical it is to get out of this thing. What a day. So nice of Paddy to just throw me the keys of this, drop it back, and here comes the old Bride machine. Man, how cool is it to own these two cars? Like, two of probably the coolest 86s to ever come to Ireland. And yeah, Paddy now has two insane machines. I'm very jealous, but I'm very happy that they're in the right hands. I hope you've enjoyed this journey, watching him, you know, build this thing, and us calling up here and stuff to see it. What a nice way to finish the videos with suits you. Beautiful. From fucking ditch to wedding and back again. Now that was a success.
Yeah.
What's that, 6 months?
It's near just short of 7 months. 6.5 months, yeah.
Mission complete.
Mission complete, thank fuck.